Welcome to Suncoast FYI. I'm your host, Nancy O'Neill. Today I'm joined by Suncoast Aquaventures, the Braden Tucky Bombers, and the Van Wezel Foundation, right here on Suncoast FYI. Here in Florida, our beaches are one of our most precious resources. Suncoast Aquaventures is an organization that aims to keep our coastal and underwater ecosystems free from human trash and debris. Here with me now is the president of Suncoast Aquaventures, Troy Brown, to tell us about their 6th annual Reef and Beach Cleanup event. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Been a while, but welcome back.
Has,
here we go. So this is your 6th beach cleanup.
Right.
But you put a unique twist on your particular beach cleanup. Can you tell us about that?
It's competitive. So
against who?
You win money by getting the most trash in each category.
Oh my gosh.
So I looked around and there was nothing like this going on that was competitive. And I got the idea from fishing tournaments where you pay people prizes to catch fish.
Yep.
Now it's the most anchors, the most line and tackle, anything that we can remove from underwater and the coastline and have a competition to do it. It's amazing.
Okay. Well, okay. What are some of the categories?
There's anchors, there's fishing tackle and net, there's ropes and chains, there's regular just trash that's not recyclable. So each of those categories pays first, second, and third place.
Okay.
And then you also have the most unique item found on land and the most unique item found underwater. And we've had some really unique stuff. We had a test tube with a message in a bottle we found one year, found a weather balloon, and so anyway, it's so much fun.
So is it free to participate, or do you have to pay because there's prizes given, Troy?
No, it's all free. You come to the Braden Yacht Club. You can register online, suncoastaquaventures.com. But you can show up at the Braden Yacht Club 8 o'clock Saturday morning. You're going to get a shirt, you're going to get free breakfast, and all the tools you need to clean up. Gloves, the hand picker things.
Sure.
We supply everything. And then if you don't know where to go to find trash, we can direct people that way too.
Unfortunately, that's probably not too hard to find. You mentioned Saturday. What is the actual date, Troy?
No, it's October 1st and 2nd. And it's going to be held at the Braden Yacht Club, and they've been kind and generous to give that space, for community type stuff like this. Now this year we're going to be upwards of 200 volunteers. So year one it was 36 people volunteering. Now we're up to over 200. Okay,
so this should be, I'm sorry, a no-brainer question. Why are people not more cognizant of throwing their trash away and how to properly dispose of it?
That's an excellent question. There's times where we clean an area and then we don't have to come back there. It stays clean. Majority of the time it will accumulate trash. So this trash, because we're on the shoreline, it might not be our trash from Manatee County or Sarasota County. It might be Pinellas County's trash because that wind hits Tampa Bay and blows everything up in here.
Sure.
So it's a lot of trash that blew in here with storms or winds, and then the rest of it is people not cognizant of throwing plastic or a beer bottle or whatever down. We pick up a lot of beer bottles. It's amazing.
Now, you were mentioning a lot of it comes from boats. That's even harder to believe that they're not.
Yeah, and I think there's a real change that's underway with people's knowledge of that. I've been here since 1970, and I know I've been on several boats over the years back in those days where if you had a can or a top or plastic, you just flung it in the water without any thought.
Exactly.
And so when you're a scuba diver, you see all this stuff. It's going to stay there for 100 years, especially plastic. So our goal is to get all that stuff up, and if you go to a reef or a shoreline, does it look like the way it was 500 years ago? If that space is set aside for trees and animals, let's get all the trash out of it, because that wasn't there then, and it's a lot to do. Our motto is keep our land and sea free from debris.
Thank you. Thank you for doing that. Thank you so much for doing that.
Absolutely.
Trying. We all have to try. Every little bit helps, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is your 6th year.
Right.
I'm sure you have some totals of how much debris you've collected.
Yes, I do.
Unfortunately.
Just a couple highlights. We have collected 617 anchors since the beginning.
Anchors?
Anchors, yeah. People get caught on the rocks in their boat and they can't go. They're hooked to the bottom, so they cut their rope.
Wow.
So there are places where a lot of boats anchor and then they leave the anchor there. So if you're a scuba diver, you find this end of rope, and you got to follow it, it goes all around, there's an anchor. So,
wow. Okay.
the other category that we have is recyclables and ropes and chains. There's different categories. They all pay first, second, and third. And we had to add a category recently because we got 53 tires last year. So now we have a tire sponsor. Callahan Tire is paying for the most tires.
Oh, that's, oh my gosh. Well, it's sad,
But it's
nice
the
to
way
have a
interesting
sponsor.
the way it evolved. We do a shoe tree every year because we find so many shoes. So we staple them to this thing, and by the end of it, it's like a full Christmas tree decorated with shoes.
Gosh. How about sunglasses? Got to be a lot.
Sunglasses, we find a few, and they're usually got barnacles all over them.
Okay.
So fish and tackle, lines, net, junk. We found tonneau covers under the Skyway Bridge. It probably blew off a truck. Some big items too.
Wow. Okay. Please tell our viewers one more time where they can go find out more information and the dates, please.
SuncoastAquaventures.com is our website.
Okay.
You can register there. It's October 1st and 2nd. Lord willing, I know there's a hurricane that's trying to maybe come our way, but we're thinking we're hoping and praying it's going left.
Yeah.
But anyway, you show up there. Like I said, we give you everything and tell you where is the best place to hunt if you're just for trash if you're in a car.
Okay.
And then the boaters know where to go, and then the scuba divers, will hit places that a lot of boats fish at where they drop stuff in the water.
Okay.
So
Great.
we're hoping one day there's not as much to collect. But in 5.5 years, we have gotten 57,000 pounds of trash.
Wow.
So what our hope is that last year we got 21,000 pounds.
Okay.
It was our biggest year ever.
Okay.
What we hope is we stop finding it.
Yes.
That's success.
Okay.
So
Good luck this year.
Yes, I think it's going to go well. Tons of volunteers. We're excited.
Thank you, Troy.
You're welcome.
Coming up, I'm joined by Morgan Hackemer from the Braden Tucky Bombers, so please stay tuned. Founded in 2006, the Braden Tucky Bombers are the only skater-operated roller derby league in the Sarasota and Bradenton area. My second guest is Morgan Hackemer, a trainer with the Bombers, to tell us about their upcoming match against the Orlando Roller Derby, their first match since March 2020. Well, we all know why there hasn't been a match since March 2020, so I'm sure everybody on your team's very excited about that.
Yes, we are so excited to get back to roller derby games.
Yay! Now, who are the Braden Tucky Bombers? Tell our viewers all about you.
We are a flat track roller derby league here in the Sarasota, Bradenton area. We have skaters that come all the way from Fort Myers up to the Tampa Bay area. We try to be as inclusive as possible. We have men, women, gender neutral folks. Everyone has a place on our league, whether you're a skater or if you are not able to skate. We have referees, NSOs, which are non-skating officials, volunteers. It takes a whole lot to put together a roller derby bout, and our practices, we have a lot of folks involved.
Okay.
And
so now your team consists of how many players?
the team that hits the track is
Yeah.
15 skaters.
Okay.
So
And do you rotate those out? Now you said that you have a lot of
Yes.
people.
yeah, across the state, there's really varying levels of skill with the leagues. There are some very high-ranked leagues. There are some more recreational style leagues. So pretty much we suit our roster to our competition. So we generally, we could call it A, B, C level
Okay.
skaters.
Okay.
And some folks are working to, with the the hope of being on the A team. Others
Sure.
just want to skate recreationally
Sure.
forever because it's fun.
Right. And that's what we talked about earlier. Anybody can apply as long as they have endurance, because I mean, it is a very physical sport.
Yes, we will
but-
get you there. You know, a
Yes.
lot of folks come to us with not a lot of skating experience. I mean, that is always a plus. Past sport experience is
Sure.
a bonus. Even dancers, you know, one of our jammers was a ballerina all her life, and it really translates into how she skates. So
Okay. Now, what's it been like for the last 2 years for your league? What's gone on?
it's it really took the wind out of our sails
Sure.
in 2020. We had a huge season.
Pre-COVID.
Yes, we had a huge season planned. We had a lot of travel planned. We were really on the upswing with our league was growing, and it kind of put a stop to everything. But over the last couple of years, we shifted our board meetings to virtual because we still ran our league business
Sure.
while we were off. And then last year we started getting back to skating outdoors. We had small groups meeting up outside,
Great.
and then at the beginning of this year, we got back into our rink and could really start practicing roller derby again.
And roller skating in general has become very popular, you were saying, since the pandemic. So you've seen
Yeah.
an increase?
Yeah, a lot of folks picked up roller skating as a hobby just for fun. It was something you could learn to do with your friends outside on your own. So we do see a lot of new recruits coming in. We call them our firecrackers. Those are folks that are wanting to join the league and that we're training how to play roller derby. And so a good amount of these skaters have actually been coming in with some pretty great skating skills from skating outdoors on their own or in skate parks.
Now you have a show coming up, or a tournament coming up.
Yeah, we have a game this weekend. It's on Saturday at 4:30 at Ellington Ice and Sports Complex.
Okay. And is there a charge to?
Yes, it is. I believe it's $15 at the door, $10 pre-sale. So you can get our tickets on our website at BradenTuckyBombers.com, or you can find us on Facebook.
Okay. Now, just a kind of an offshoot of something what we were talking about. When somebody watches, because I've not been to a game, not yet, but I know watching on TV, it seems like there's a lot of hand signals going on from the referees, we were saying. So the participants, your team members, tell us
Yeah, we
about
have
what
to
they
know, aside from just knowing how to skate and compete, we also need to learn the rules, and the referees, they communicate penalties via hand signals. So they will say the penalty out loud, but from the crowd you can kind of see, you might see an X is a track cut, that kind of thing.
Okay.
They will let you know
Okay.
what we've done wrong.
So there are rules, okay?
Oh
It's
yes,
not just,
there's
okay.
a lot of rules.
Okay.
If you did get to a game, I'd recommend sitting next to someone that has watched roller derby before that can kind of clue you in on what's going on.
There you go. There you go. Now, what does your your upcoming season look like, Morgan?
Well, we aren't into the planning stages yet, but we're really hoping to have a full season again. We usually bout March through October. We try to have a home game every month, and if we can, away games in that time as well. So
Stay posted on your website then.
yes, for sure. Website or Facebook is a great place to see. We're always sharing information about our upcoming events.
Well, thank you. And what's your position? Are there positions? What are
There
you
are.
playing?
I'm actually a pivot. I wear a stripe on my helmet.
Okay.
The pivot is kind of plays both offense. I mean, we're all playing offense and defense at the
Yeah,
same time,
yeah.
but I specifically aim to help the jammer, who is the point scoring entity.
Okay.
I'm looking
You're the
at.
whipper? Are you the one that whips them
We
around?
could all whip, but I might be most likely to be whipped off of because I'm going in there and I'm trying to make a path for
Okay.
the jammer and really help them.
All right.
That's my focus.
Okay, great. Well, I look forward to seeing you. I hope hopefully this Saturday.
That would be great.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Up next on Suncoast FYI, I sit down with Kelly Maldonado from the Van Wezel Foundation, so please don't go anywhere. In 1987, the Van Wezel Foundation entered into a partnership with the Van Wezel Performing Arts Hall to promote the rich cultural history of Sarasota. Here with me now is Kelly Maldonado, the Executive Director of Education and Lifelong Learning, to share details about their upcoming Mr. Stevie and Friends event. welcome to the program. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Oh.
This is so exciting.
Well, it sounds like you have a very, very busy life and a very busy job. So, but you have an event coming up, Mr. Stevie and Friends. Is that for adults, children, community? Who
So
is that
Mr.
for?
Stevie and Friends is part of our community engagement and outreach initiative.
Okay.
So that program is for families to attend together. It's a
Wonderful.
free event for families to attend.
Okay. And does this take place locally or at the...
We partner with the Newtown Farmers Market for this event.
All right.
So it's really an exciting way to get people to learn more about the Newtown Farmers Market,
Okay.
to connect with the community, to bring new families in and learn about it and create art together.
Okay. So it's an outside event. And what actually is Mr. Stevie and Friends? What is the event consist of?
Sure. So
Kelly.
Mr. Stevie and Friends is an afternoon of family art making. So it runs from 12 to 3 p.m. And when they first get there, we have Mr. Stevie welcome everyone, and then we start to explore a theme. This coming event is all about Earth, space, and beyond. So we're asking families to explore that together. So first, they'll get to create moon rocks together with one of our visual teaching artists. And then they'll get to read a book called Hello Star with Mr. Stevie, and then continue that exploration through creating their own planets with one of our other visual artists, and finally creating galactic soundscape using a loop pedal with a really exciting spoken word artist, Miss Gabby. She's one of our newest teaching artists, and we're so excited to have her.
Now, how does one sign up to participate in this?
So it's free and open to the public, but the best way to get some information is to visit our website, vwfoundation.org. You can also follow us on social media, follow our Facebook page where we have the event listed. Let us know that you're coming. It's free. There's free lunch. We give away free books, free prizes to the families that attend. Our goal is really to have the children engage in the arts, the families that come, those parents that come, have activities that they can take home to learn and do at home with their children, and then really find a meaningful way to connect with the community.
I think that's wonderful because it's interactive. The parents and the children
Yes.
have done something, created something together, and then they can bring that home and continue on from there. Now, we talked earlier, you serve over 58,000 families, students, and educators across the county, right?
Yes. We, with our partners over at the Van Wezel Performing Arts Hall, have a mission to really serve all of those particular audiences. And what's
wonderful.
exciting about the role that I've gotten to step into as the Executive Director of Education and Lifelong Learning is thinking about what are the informal learning opportunities that we're not getting. We had such a robust school time performance series that people can, that teachers come and bring their students to. We do family nights, we do teacher training, but this was an opportunity for us to think about how does learning happen in an engaging way outside of that classroom time? How can people on a Saturday afternoon come and
Have
do
fun.
something fun?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So how often are these held, Kelly?
Mr. Stevie and Friends is a monthly event, so you can always know when it is because it's the last Saturday of every month from 12 to 3. So if you're not able to make this Saturday's event, the next one is on October 29th.
Wonderful. And again, they can go to your website to find out
Exactly.
the dates. Now, going forward, what can our community expect from the Van Wezel Foundation?
So I've alluded to some of the work that we're doing in community engagement and how we go out into the community to do work like Mr. Stevie and Friends. We have our innovating education that we do with the Van Wezel Performing Arts Hall, that school time performance series, including some really special master classes that are coming up with the new Director of Education over at the Van Wezel Hall. But what's really exciting is two new initiatives that we're working on. One is our Art Self initiative, where we're working with Resilient Retreat, we're working with Harvest House to teach therapeutic-based arts practices. So how we can teach resiliency through drama, or we can teach how to do stress relief through visual art. So that's something that's really exciting currently. And then our last one is a special artist in residence program where we work with a national artist each year. We're getting ready to announce our new artist soon, so I hope people follow our website to announce the artist that's going to be coming to our community to work, be in residence, and work with our partners and the community to really address a question: what does accessibility look like in the arts?
Awesome. Well, thank you. I feel so much more enlightened now, finding out all about you and all the great work you do. So have a wonderful event.
Thank you. You as well. And I hope that families watching come and join us for the event, and we look forward to seeing you.
Great. Thanks, Kelly.
No problem.
We hope you enjoyed the show today, and thank you for joining us on Suncoast FYI. If you would like to promote your nonprofit or community event, we would love to hear from you, and this is a complimentary service. Please call our producer, Adam Huntley, at 941-361-4645 or email fyi@snnTV.com. To view previous episodes, go to snnTV.com and click on the What's On tab. I'm Nancy O'Neill, and we'll see you next week on Suncoast FYI.